Welcome to Study Loop.
Our question tells us that the distance between the camera and the mirror, which I call DCM here, is 4.3 meters. The distance between the bird and the camera, which I call DCB, is 5 meters. And the distance between the bird and the mirror, as well as the bird and the image, which I call D sub IM or D sub BM, is equal to 3.3 meters. And from this, it has asked us to figure out the distance between the camera and the apparent position of the bird's image in the mirror. So I drew a little picture here where the blue line represents the mirror. The two red dots here represent the distance to the image of the bird as well as the distance to the bird, right? And then the green dot here represents the distance from the camera to the mirror. So using this, you can draw a triangle. It goes over to here, up to that, and then back down. And then from that triangle, we can calculate this distance D, which we're trying to find. So what you'll notice here then is that this distance on the bottom here, this is D CM. So this is the distance from the camera to the mirror. This on the top here is distance to the image in the mirror. And then the distance on the very bottom here is DCB, distance from the camera to the bird. Okay, so then D, using Pythagorean theorem, D squared is equal to D image to the mirror plus the distance of the camera to the mirror this two values added together is squared because that makes up one side of the right triangle, plus the other side of the right triangle is DCB. We can square that. So taking the square root of both sides of the equation and plugging in the values into that expression, we find that the distance D is equal to 9.1 meters. And we can box that in as the solution to our question.